Hello everyone and welcome back. So today's mani tutorial is on this lovely honeybee mani. So what gave me the idea, unfortunately, it kind of made me sad, but recently I'd found a dead bee in my pool and I love bees. They are wonderful pollinators and they're cute little things and they defy physics with their giant bodies and their tiny little wings. So I decided that I wanted to do something special for that, and I hadn't done a 3D bee yet, and it was something that had been on my list. So I found, I started looking through my plates, and I found some simple ways to be able to make 3D bees. And I'm going to be using a clear jelly stamper plate, and it's CGS-68 right here. And I use this plate to do the entire mani. I do not use any other plates. And I primarily use it as an outline, with the exception of the little flower that I use the stamp not as an outline but as the stamp itself. You won't need one of these, but it will be helpful. It's a nice little portable lamp. You will need a lamp for the gel. The base color is from Born Pretty, and it's this lovely magnetic gold. I believe it's called, yep, Gold Cat Magnetic from Born Pretty. I used this jelly yellow from Born Pretty. And I for sure have the link available for this. This was from one of my PR videos. In fact, I think it might have been my very first one. I could be wrong, but it could. I think it was from my very first one. I used RAR JSM Gold Gel Metallic Liner. I used McCart's No Wipe Top Coat. You will need a magnet for the gold magnetic polish. Okay. I used black gel, I'm having a brain fart, I'm sorry. Gel paint. And I used Beetle's Rhinestone Glue. Also gel. I have this lovely iridescent chrome powder from Dollar Tree. I found it in the craft section. I am also going to use this black and this yellow carved gel. I got it from Amazon. And now on to the stamping polishes. I used Sunny Day B271, Heart of Gold B187, Gold Rush B333, Bam White B170, E-Tronica B160, and Black from Born Pretty. I also used from Varnell this lovely mold to do the wings. And the mold's name is, one second, JT-008. See if you can see it on there. I think you can get one, maybe even Varnell specifically. I know I've seen some of Varnell stuff on Amazon. But I know I've seen molds like this on Amazon from other brands as well. I don't know how good they are. I do know that Varnell's is pretty dang good. Okay. So you're going to want a silicone tool and a liner brush as well. I also used this brush to help with texturing. This is my liner brush. You're going to want your normal stamping supplies. If you are new to stamping, you're going to need a scraper card, acetone, either a lint roller or sticky stamping station, stamper, and cotton balls, cotton pads, or lint-free wipes. Like so. Oh, I apologize if you heard that. That was my stomach. I guess I need to eat after I'm done recording because my stomach just made the loudest noise ever. You're also probably going to want a pair of tweezers. I use fine point tweezers like these. These ones are from Beetles, but you can get them pretty inexpensively on Amazon and just about anywhere really. So there's my tips. There's my tips. Sorry, kids still aren't in school, so my brain's kind of all over the place. I'm sorry if you can hear them in the background. They're having fun with their video games. I'm kind of like all over the place, so I'm trying to keep myself on track. So I apologize if I get kind of off track. I better text the hubby and let him know I'm recording, because I do not know how long this is going to take us. And it might take longer than I think. So, he likes to know when I'm about to record. So he doesn't accidentally interrupt. I'm not good at remembering to tell him, but I try to. There's always so much going on all the time. But I do let him know that, you know, what days I typically record. So we're going to go ahead and do a coat of our base color. It's going to take 2 coats total. And I'm going to start with our first coat. Okay, we're almost done applying our first coat. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna make for dinner. I think it's gonna be a leftover night because I still have ham from last night. And I don't have any beans to make ham and beans. Okay. So now we're going to take our magnet wand and we're going to make these magnetic pigments less noticeable. I'm going to flip them to where it's just the jelly base showing. Then cure for 60 seconds. Okay, so now while we're waiting on that, I'm going to go ahead and start with the wings here. Okay. Come on. Unstick. Okay, so we're going to use this wing right here. I don't know if you can see it, guys. This one right here. We're going to take the gel from RAR JSM, the gold liner. Can get this where you guys can see it well enough. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to carefully fill it in. Wiping off any excess within the bottle. It takes just a little bit, guys. It really does not take much. I'm going to very gently scrape. And then I'm going to take my light, like so, You can put it in your lamp if you want. That's how I'm going to do that one. You're going to let it be for 60 seconds. So while I'm waiting on that, I'm going to put our second coat on our tips of the base color. Let's move this on this side more. So I have some room here, guys. And on this one, we're going to do the opposite of what we did last time. We're going to take our magnets and we are going to enhance the pigments. Like so. We're going to do this to all the nails. There we go. One more. And then we'll pop this in the lamp for 60 seconds. Okay, so now that we've done that to all of them, we're going to go ahead and stick this in the lamp for 60 seconds. Okay, so we are done with our base color. And now we're going to go in with our wing. And we're going to take our chrome powder. I'm going to go ahead and remove the gel from right here. So it doesn't interfere in any way. Because it could potentially get into what I'm doing, so I don't want that. Okay. So now while I'm dealing with the wing, let's go ahead and put a crumb powder. I'm going to take this lovely little silicone tool and I'm going to pat in crumb powder. I'm going to pat it into there. Very gently. And now I'm going to take my clear top coat and my detail brush, and I'm going to very carefully and very thinly put on top coat. To the wing, staying within the wing. Okay, then I'm going to cure it for a bare minimum of 30 seconds. And we will be doing this a second time for the second wing. So we have wing number 1. We're going to carefully extract it. Set it off to the side. And we're going to do this a second time. Very little goes a long way with these molds. So I'm trying to show the, and of course spare myself some product at the same time, show the least amount of waste, the most frugal method that I can. That's the words I'm looking for. I'm having trouble with words today. It's okay. So, now that we have completed our base color, we can go in with our other stuff. So, I will go ahead and, once this is done curing, getting this wing, we will start on the rest of this. So, this is the wings are the only spot that we use the chrome powder. There are several spots where we use the gold, and there is one very specific spot that we use the yellow liner. I'm going to gently wipe the area with isopropyl alcohol and lint-free wipe. I'm going to take tape around the area to to lift up any of these speckles that might get into the chrome powder or anything like that. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to once again go in with the chrome powder. Very carefully. Trying not to lift up any of the lines of the wings. Very carefully dab it in. Press it into the silicone. Okay. I'm cleaning my silicone tool because I don't want that powder to go into the bee when I go to make the bee. Now we're going to go in with our clear top coat. That's Snow White from Macart, or whatever No Wipe top coat you would like to use. I'm just using my Macart this time around. Very carefully and very thinly apply top coat to the wing, staying within the wing's lines. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and cure that for a bare minimum of 30 seconds. There it is. Sorry guys, I was looking for my button. And then we will have our second wing. Now we have our wing. So we are done with the wing mold. We have our second wing here. Set off to the side. Clean up my mold real quick before I put it away. Okay. Now that I've done that, now we can get into the rest of this. All right, so I am going to start with the ring finger. The one with our lovely 3D bee. Our little honey bee. So I'm going to start with Bam White for the daisy right here. Grab my stamper, scrape, pick up, clean up the excess imagery around it, and then I'm going to go off to the left hand corner at the bottom. I'm going to grab Oh, I don't know if I put acetone on my cotton ball. eTronica B160. And this is the only spot I use eTronica. For the center of the daisy. Place in the center. And then we are going to get the outline with black, Be Born Pretty Black. This is the only spot I use the black. Clean up any unwanted images. Carefully. You can use Scotch tape, you can use your sticky stamping station. There are many options. And you're going to want to line this up over top, like so, and we just fill off the side. Come on, there we go. Okay. Oh, sorry, there was one other spot I used black. I forgot about it. And that is for this image right here. So this is how we're going to make our 3D bee. We're going to take black and we're going to pick up that image. And then we're going to take and we're going to place it facing the flower in the upper right hand corner diagonally. Okay. This is what we're going to use to be the outline for shaping our bee. And it will allow us to have the feet already there in place on our bee, along with the little feelers, which are harder to see. But now we are going to take the Carve gel that is yellow. And we're not going to take much. We're just going to take a little bit. You're also probably going to want to use some isopropyl alcohol. For this, I forgot to mention that. You're going to want some isopropyl alcohol just for smoothing purposes. I'm going to bring mine over here. And what I'm doing is I'm going to pat this down into the nail. Easier said than done, mind you. And part of the reason why I recommend alcohol is for this reason. Okay. Try not to touch the gel with your hands if you can help it. I know I am. If you do, put some gloves on. In fact, I might end up doing that if I can't get this to cooperate. And press in nicely. Let me go get the gloves. Me and this Carve gel are about to have a argument. So we're about to have a big argument, and I'm not going to let it win. Come on, stick. You're going to want it pressed pretty good in there, otherwise it's not going to stay. And you can work on shaping it after you've got it pressed into the nail. And this is where I'm going to take and use some isopropyl alcohol. To raise it up into the shape it needs to be. And a little goes a long way, guys. I'm just going to say that. A little goes a long way. Alright. Do not use acetone though, because acetone will eat the product worse than isopropyl alcohol. Isopropyl alcohol just helps you pat it in place. And you only want just a tiny bit. You don't want a lot. Okay. I'm going to add just a little bit more Carve Gel. Now that that's actually on there, I'm going to cure it first because I don't want that to move. And you're going to want to cure it for 60 seconds. If you have to do it in multiple sessions in order to get what you're looking for, please don't feel bad about it. I got lucky with the first one, and I didn't have to do this in multiple sessions to form the actual body of the bee. But this time around, clearly, it's not wanting to cooperate. It can happen. It happens to the best of us. I am not even top notch. There are many better nail artists than me. But I consider myself reasonably well educated in the subject. So, you know, that some things are definitely going to be far more challenging for me, and I know that if it's far more challenging for me, then beginners are definitely going to have a little bit more struggle. And I try to make ways to create these things that are easier for people who struggle with doing fine lines, proportions, whatever the issues may be. For me, it's proportions. I have trouble with proportions. So this gives me consistency with that. Everybody has their own struggles, and that one just happens to be my struggle is proportions. So we're going to go ahead and apply just a little more. You want that bumblebee to have a nice rounded bottom. So I'm going to pat that in as much as possible, minus the fuzz. It'd be nice if my sticky tack was not fighting me. As you see me struggling with this dang thing. Of course, now it's going to be difficult. Okay. it in with a little bit of isopropyl alcohol. And now I can actually mold it in. I'm going to take my brush. I'm going to give the body just a little bit of texture. Tapping my bristles into it. I'm going to zoom in so you can see. And give it a little bit of texture. We're going to cure this for 60 seconds. And while that is in the lamp, I'm going to grab the thumb and the stamping plate from Clear Jelly Stamper, and I'm going to grab Sunny Day. And I'm going to grab this little image right here. You're going to want to be very, very close to, you want the angle very close to the plate when scraping. In order to pick up, because it is such an open image. Clean up any of the excess imagery you do not want. This is what it's going to look like, and it's going to be very sheer and jelly-like it is supposed to be. We're going to line this up with the top of the nail and place down. Be very, very careful not to let the excess flop over onto the rest of the nail. Okay. All right, so now that we have that, I'm going to set that off to the side for the moment. So we're going to go ahead and grab, that is all we use Sunny Day for. We are now going to go ahead and grab the Gold Rush. And we're going to grab the image right next to it. And then we're going to line up with the rest of the honeycomb, like so. Then we're going to take Heart of Gold. And we're going to grab the image directly next to that. And remove any excess imagery that you're not wanting. And then we're going to line that up over the other, like so. This is what it's going to look like. And then when we go in, I will show you how I do the rest in a moment. It's going to be very subtle, but that's the whole point, because you're going to be adding a jelly over top of it to help give it more dimension. Okay. Okay. So. Excuse me. Now we're going to grab the ring finger again, and we're going to finish working on our V here. We're going to grab our black carve gel. We're just going to get a small section here for the head. We're not going to need a lot. So, to grab a little bit of isopropyl alcohol. Patting this into place. Just going to make this cute little bumblebee's head. So now that I've done that part with the silicone tool, I'm going to go back in with my brush. Minus there. I'm just going to gently place and smooth out the head. Oh, Texas, yeah, that's definitely a scammer. Take the silicone tool and we're going to refine the shape. All right. So now that we have done that, we are going to pop that in the lamp for 60 seconds. Okay, so now I'm going to go in on this. I'm going to start with the RAR JSM liner, the gold metallic liner. And now I'm going to very carefully, I think I need to raise my chair up so I can see this better. While on camera, because this was a pain to do off of camera. So we're going to raise the chair up, make this a little easier to see. Then we're going to very carefully line the honeycomb. Of course a fly got in. We were doing yard work earlier, so I'm not surprised. The constant in and out of the house. Come on. There we go. I just accidentally dipped myself in gel. Oops. Okay. So, now we have the outline of our honeycomb. Do a little bit here on this. There. So now we're going to go ahead and put that in the lamp for 60 seconds. We're going to grab our bee. Now we're going to grab our black liner gel, our black gel paint, whatever you want to call it. Gel paint's probably the better one. And we're going to very carefully add our lines to our bee. It's the bee's butt. And then we're going to cure for 60 seconds. Okay. So we don't need our gel paint anymore. That's all we use the gel paint for. Okay, so now we're going to work on our honeycomb some more. Now we're going to take our yellow jelly from Born Pretty. And our detail brush. And we're going to go in on each individual honeycomb. Once you've filled in all of your honeycomb, you're going to want to cure for 60 seconds. I'm also going to do a drip where the honey drip is. That is all we use this yellow for. And we only use it for that one coat. Okay. There's that. Okay. Alright, so now we are going to apply our wings to our bee. So now what we are going to do is we're going to take our rhinestone glue and we're going to apply it to the back of the bee, just a small dot. We're going to take our wings that we made at the beginning of the video. We're going to place them on the back of the bee, like so. And then we're going to adjust position to where we want it. Oh, come on. You're gonna be a stubborn one tonight, aren't you? Or today, I should say, because it's not quite nighttime. Once you have the wings positioned where you want them, then you can cure for 60 seconds, and then it'll be ready for top coat. Okay, now that we're positioned, you can cure for 60 seconds. And then we're going to go back in with our gold liner gel from RAR JSM. And please remember, a little goes a long way with this stuff. Okay, now that it's refocused again, we're going to go over all of our lines that we had done before. You could alternatively make this even more three-dimensional and take a builder gel in a bottle and a liner brush and build up the lines of the honeycomb, and then do the gold over top and fill in with the yellow amber color. That is something I might do at a later time. Then we're going to go across the top edge here. The gold liner. I'm going to bring it down the side. Ending at the honeycomb. Like so. Okay. We will go ahead and pop that in the lamp for 60 seconds. We're going to go ahead and top coat our lovely little bee. Okay. So now we are going to take our plate and heart of gold again. And for the final fingers, we're going to use the same step for all of them. We're going to take this lovely drip image at the bottom for dripping honey and heart of gold. This is a relatively open image. You're going to want to be somewhat flush with the image itself when scraping, but you're also going to want to take this from the side for better fill. Clean up excess imagery. Then you're going to take this and place it across the top, like so. You do that to the index, the middle, and the pinky. Then you're going to go back in with RAR JSM and you're just going to fill it in as if you had already just painted that by hand. Ultimately, you can just leave it with heart of gold and you don't even necessarily need to use the liner if you would rather just do that. I like using the liner. I like the effect that the liner has with the rest of it. I like how the colors interact and things like that. There are many different ways to do what I'm doing currently. You could use it as, you could use the black stamping polish and then take no wipe top coat and trace it with no wipe top coat and use gold chrome powder. You do what I'm doing right now. You can use just the plain stamping polish. Like, there's so many different methods to this. It's kind of freaky how many there are. But this is just the method I decided to go with. So my RAR JSM. Oops, that did not go where I wanted that to. Oh well. Okay. So I'm going to apply some at the top before tracing it into the drip lines. Then we're going to do that to the other two. And then we're going to cure for 60 seconds. Sorry guys, my allergies have been horrendous this year. And it's trying to turn into an infection. I've done very well by not getting an infection this year. I've come close to needing antibiotics, but I've managed. Okay. Honey drips. And our final honey drips. I apologize if I got out of camera. I know I struggle to stay in camera when I'm in close-ups. If you accidentally put too much on and it's really thick in a spot, you can just wipe the brush into the bottle to get the excess off and come back in and just collect some of the excess on the brush and put back in the bottle. Okay, so now that we've done all of our drips, we can go into the lamp for 60 seconds. You're just going to wait on the lamp, and then we can top coat, and we will be ready to go. There it is. Just knocked them all over. I was trying not to do that. Oh. Okay. Double check, because I don't think I actually turned that on. I think it turned itself off.
I totally put this out from the Wii U.
Please don't do
that. Actually put it where it belonged. And
Robbie?
Correctly.
Robbie, buddy, please do not do that.
Oh.
Please do not instruct him to take discs out because they can get scratched up. He does not know how to handle them with care, okay?
Oh.
And those Wii U games are expensive. They were originally like $50, $60 when they came out, and they're worth more than that now because they're very popular games. And you can't just buy them brand new anymore. Okay? Thank you. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, so now we can go in and top coat the remaining nails. Make sure there's no excess gel. And then everything's filled properly. And then we're going to go ahead and go in and line for 30 seconds and then we will be complete. My hands are not cooperating today. Alright. And there we have it, guys. That is how I created this lovely bumblebee mani with the honey drips and the honeycomb. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I apologize for the craziness and me struggling to make it through this because, well, it's summertime and my kids are home. And on top of it being summertime and my kids being home, it's been a really unusually crazy summer. Lots of things have happened. Lots of things that we've had to deal with. And this is the first time in a while I've been able to actually do something a little bit more intricate, in depth with 3D or anything like that. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you all are having a good morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever it may be. And until next time, guys, I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you all for watching. Bye.